Good evening. Welcome to this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show, Red Pill Edition. My name is Leon Jones, and tonight I want to talk about something that's very important. And the issue I'm going to bring up in this topic is red pill rage and red pill knowledge. A number of men seem to get those two issues mixed up. And why do I say that? Well, red pill is the fourth stage of MGTOW. Now, I know some people who are MGTOW believe in the red pill rage. I don't believe there is a red pill rage. I believe there is anger. Now, when it comes to MGTOW, there are 5 stages of MGTOW. The first one is denial. The second one is depression. Then you become angry. And then the fourth one is red pill. And then the fifth stage is MGTOW. Now, depression and anger could be switched, but other than that, there are 5 stages of MGTOW, but when you become a red pillar, true red pillism means that you've obtained the knowledge, the truth, and you're going to continue learning the truth. You see, when you're in a rage is basically anger. And what's anger? It's emotion. And when you give off anger, that's negative energy. See, when you travel the road, the red pill road alone, you're not looking for negative energy. You're trying to starve off that negative energy. Why? Because the minute you start being emotional, you lose the concept of what red pill really is. So when it comes to women, as a red pill man, I don't hate women. I understand their nature. And the way to avoid dealing with the number of women is don't deal with their emotions. Like I said, all women aren't bad. It's the feminist Marxists who are bad, and they've indoctrinated their culture into your average everyday woman. And when guys get upset at women, they start to hate women. Well, when you're hating women, you're losing the sight on who you are as a man. MGTOW has a protocol for its philosophy because when you go through life, you go through MGTOW. And let me show you how. Life starts off from the womb. You're a baby, you're a toddler, then you become an adolescent, a teenager, then an adult, then you get old. Now, each of those phases of life, you're going to pick up something so you can grow. Well, it's the same way with the MGTOW philosophy. You're going to be angry. And you're going to be angry because of the system. It's not necessarily the women, it's the system that has indoctrinated women. But it's up to us as guys to help change the system. See, many of us guys get angry, and we call the anger red pill rage. It really isn't red pill rage, it's anger. It's anger toward women. But what we should be focusing our hearts, minds, bodies, and souls on is how to get rid of this feminist Marxism, this socialism, this communism that's affected our quality of life as men. And the only way to do that is we must be well financed, we must understand the issue, and we have to organize. You see, hating women should be at the bottom of the list. And when I go into a number of comments on some of other YouTubers' pages, I see that there are a number of hate against women. Certainly women are the problem, the modern day woman, but the picture is much greater than women, like I said before. You have to understand the system. And when you become a red pill man, this is when you know the truth. Not just about women, but about the world. But also, you got to know the truth about yourself. Do you as an individual need help? Because there are a number of men out here that when you speak of specific topics, they get emotional. And when they get emotional, they become enraged because they don't want to deal with the truth. Well, let me tell you something, fellas. The truth hurts, and it's good to expose the truth because you'll understand that you have limitations. That's part of traveling the road alone. Because in order for you to get to MGTOW, you got to be able to get through the red pill stage. That's if you want to get through the red pill stage. But even before you get to the red pill stage, you must get through that anger stage. Because when it comes to women, women are always going to make us angry because they're emotional. It is not our job to try to figure them out. It's our job to try to figure ourselves out. So when somebody has red pill rage, they basically have anger. And when somebody has red pill knowledge, they understand the truth. And what I'm putting out here is don't get the two mixed up because it becomes confusing. Again, it takes a lot of discipline to become a MGTOW, but it also takes a lot of discipline to become a red pill man because you have to be dedicated. And the reason why a number of men get themselves in an emotional state of mind because they need help. They need therapy. You know, as a man, you want to get rid of that anger. And you can do that by enhancing yourself spiritually, financially. You can get yourself going with some education. Get a hobby. You see, everything is not about women. Yes, we know there are feminist Marxists out there. I understand that. But you cannot let your anger cloud your critical thinking. And see, when it comes to being a red pill man, you have to understand that the truth is going to set you free, even when the truth is ugly. But when it comes to rage, when you don't get away from that rage and anger, you will never make it to the next step. In other words, what I'm saying is you will never grow. And when you are red pill or MGTOW, you're always seeking the truth. And the truth comes from getting the right information. And the reason why I'm telling you, gentlemen out here, that there is no red pill rage, it's just anger, it's because there are a number of individuals who are passing you the wrong information. Anger is an emotion, and it's emotions that make you very irrational. Red pill men are thinkers. They're not emotional. And when you go your own way, you're seeking that path toward enjoyment. Yes, you're always going to have to fight the system, but in order to fight the system, you have to understand the system. And then you have to fight the people who are part of the system. And the people who are in the system that are really making you angry are your politicians, your judges, lawyers, your professors, your media moguls, and all of these individuals are men and they're running the system. And they're being influenced by feminist Marxists. But at the end of the day, if you don't know how to fight those guys, you're always going to be enraged. Certainly, this modern day woman is going to make us angry. But we cannot let that anger destroy what our goal is. And in fact, there are a number of individuals who are going on women's pages who are talking about MGTOW, trying to roast these women, and all you're doing is giving these women, because of your rage, more power. Why? Because they're going to get more views, especially they're attractive. And one thing women will use, if they don't have anything else, is their looks. And the people they're going to attract are the simps. This is how they build their egos. But as red pill men, let them talk about MGTOW. Let them make a fool of themselves. Because they don't know what they're talking about, because they don't read about MGTOW. You see, there's one thing about an opinion. An opinion is only as good as the person who is researching the information. None of these women on YouTube, they don't research any information. They gossip because it makes them feel good. And if it makes them feel good talking about MGTOW, so be it. That should not stop you from seeking your journey as a red pill man. People are going to talk about you every day. But you got to be adult enough to shake it off and keep it moving. See, there are many of us, and include me sometimes, I've let my anger get in the way. But I seek help. Now, you want to get rid of that rage by seeking some therapy. There's nothing wrong with seeking therapy. Part of the growing pains is to get rid of the negative energy, which is going to cause you stress, which leads to high blood pressure, depression, diabetes, and these are symptoms that can kill you. And being a red pill man, what I just explained to you weighs far greater than women. Because it's your health I'm talking about. See, going your own way also means that you have to continue to build upon your life. What are your goals? Who are you? And see, a number of us men have come from bad backgrounds because we were taught how to be emotional. So when we got out in the real world, we didn't know how to deal with our emotions. But in the long run, when it comes to many men, we've been influenced by a lot around us, even by some women, by our mothers. But at the end of the day, it's not about hating women. It's about letting that anger go. Take that anger, control it, and utilize that energy for something constructive. Anger is destructive. You can not only kill innocent people with anger, you can kill yourself. But knowledge is power. And what I'm telling all of you guys who want to be red pill, because I believe, again, there is no red pill rage. It's just a bunch of angry people who are angry at not only women, but themselves. Well, if you want to get rid of that anger, you're going to have to seek therapy. There's nothing wrong with getting a professional, because some of you don't know how to deal with that rage. And when you deal with rage the right way, you can correct your behavior, and then you will get some civility in your life. But if you don't correct that anger, you're always going to be angry, and you're never going to grow. See, red pill men, true red pill men, grow. And the advice that I have to some of you guys out there, stay off some of these hangouts. If you see negative energy here on social media, don't watch it. Build yourself up by getting yourself together financially, physically, mentally, and psychologically. Because you have to remember this, fellas. You're all you got. And this is why I said you got to be able to travel that road with a clear mind. Too many men out here are very emotional. Now, when I do my videos, I can be blaming women for everything. What I'm doing is teaching the guys. Because there are some decent women out there. But if you want a decent woman, you got to be a decent guy. You can't walk around with hate. This is what the feminists do. And this is why you get some videos out there stating that MGTOW is reverse feminism. Well, it becomes reverse feminism. It's not MGTOW. What it is, it's a bunch of angry men who are being misogynistic about women, just as feminists hate men. They become one and the same, but they're on opposite sides of the same coin. But a true MGTOW doesn't hate women. True MGTOW goes his own way. He's already passed the red pill philosophy. He's already made his road. And he's become disciplined. Some of them are monks. Some of them are like me. Although I'm not a MGTOW, I'm a red pill man. But the bottom line is, I've learned to accept the truth. And accepting the truth, I feel better about myself. That's why I don't deal with any negative energy. And when it comes to women, certainly I have conversations with them. But I don't argue with them. Because the moment you argue with a woman, you lose your power. Because a woman is not going to defeat you with logic. They will defeat you with emotion, especially if they utilize that emotion to get you off the topic. Women use a lot of straw man arguments. And if you don't know what a straw man argument is, it's when somebody tries to argue a point, but they're throwing false information at the point that they're trying to argue, but really the point that they're arguing has nothing to do with the point. It's almost like a shaming tactic. But at the end of the day, you don't want to throw straw man arguments. You don't want to be angry. You want to cure yourself from negative energy. You don't want to be that incubus. The incubus is the male demon. You don't want to be successful. And the only way you become successful is become red pill knowledge. Rage is going to keep you stagnant. Knowledge is going to give you growth and power. And at the end of the day, as a man, you should always be seeking the truth. Because the truth is always going to set you free. If you're going to be enraged, you're utilizing emotion. And again, emotion clouds critical thinking. Emotion is dangerous. Why is emotion dangerous? Because emotions change. Knowledge can also change, but knowledge changes for the better. Because when you have knowledge, that means you're understanding the information that you're investigating. But when you're angry, you don't have control of yourself. Why? Because you're not thinking. And being red pill means that you're not full of anger and hate. Again, red pill men do not hate women. People who are angry hate women, like misogynists. True MGTOWs don't hate women. But if you're angry, seek help. There's plenty of information out here. that'll help you get through that anger. But you have to be willing to help yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are all you have. If you want to be a true red pill man or MGTOW, you must accept the truth. Why? Because the truth will always set you free. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 411 Talk Zone Radio Show. If you like what I just presented, please like, share, and subscribe. Once again, my name is Leon Jones. I'm out.